Hello, everybody. Welcome to Top FCTV. We are live with a wonderful, not panel, two guys here that are just Arsenal content creators, Arsenal fans, and I'm excited to have Saad for the first time. He's a famous guy. Everybody in the United Kingdom knows who he is. But man, Arsenal Football Club winning today, and in the beginning of this match, I thought this is going to be another Lens match. You know what I mean? 5-0, 6-0 is incredible because Wolves plays good. They're actually a team that are not fighting for the top spots, but at the end of the day, they actually perform well. Me as a Newcastle fan, I actually suffered them away. In this case, they were at the Emirates, but regardless, I thought this was going to be a really competitive match. And in the beginning, Arsenal just made it look so simple, man. Made it look too easy. And at the end of the day, there was a couple mistakes. One by Sinchenko, of course, he made a mistake. So I want to get these guys to have their say. I'm going to give. I'll start with Saad. I'll give you 1-2 minutes of your take, and then Giuseppe, and at the end we can just talk about debate. If maybe there is no debate, maybe you guys agree. So Saad, go ahead, bro. What are your thoughts on this match?
Where should I start, man? Where do I start, man? Listen, it's a good performance from us. A very good performance today. I think Odegaard was on fire today. One of the best players on the pitch. Same with Declan Rice. Declan Rice always one of the best players on the pitch for us. But this game was a game of two halves. First half, we were on fire, peppering the goal, trying to get as many chances, creating loads of chances, and trying to get as many goals. Second half, we came out, looked a bit flat, in my personal opinion. We came out, we looked flat, didn't look like we weren't wanted to go for goals that much anymore. It looked like we were happy with the 2-0, and we would just sit there and defend off any attacks that Wolves were willing to make. But for me, I'm looking at it like this. I need my team to be a bit more consistent when it comes to how long in the game we are going for the goal. I want us to go for the goal constantly for like maybe 60, 65 minutes, even 70 minutes. And then for the last 25, 30 minutes, whatever it is, we can chill out. We can chill out. We don't have to do nothing. But we need to, sometimes when we come out and we play very well, we need to put them to the sword. We need to put them to the sword. And that's been something that's been a problem in our club for a minute, that we don't put them to the sword, which I do believe we need to do more often than not. We did it against Lens. We need to try to do it again against these other teams, man, in the Premier League. But yeah, good game from us. I think Saka and Martinelli were good, but just on some occasions not as clinical as I would have hoped. Although Saka got a goal, there was another chance that he missed. But yeah, listen, you can't have your cake and eat it. So. Yeah. I'm happy with the win. Zinchenko, listen, defensively, this guy is just so inconsistent. One day he'll give you one game he'll give you a great game where he's defensively solid and keeping up with the winger and giving you a good decent defensive performance. The next game, he's just making blunders. We saw it today. He made two mistakes that almost caused the goal. The first one, lucky, he got saved by Raya. Second one, not so lucky. He ended up giving away a goal. So, yeah, it's not good enough. And Eddie Nketiah, criminal for missing that chance. Absolutely criminal for missing that chance. He's got blood on his hands. He's got blood on his hands for that one. And Jesus, although he was instrumental in both the goals, I still feel like he should be making more of his chances. And he had one chance where he could have passed it to Declan Rice. Declan Rice is open as free as a bird, and he still doesn't pass it to him. That's not good enough from Jesus, in my opinion. But yeah.
Giuseppe, what are your thoughts on this match, man?
Yeah, man. Listen, 3 points, big 3 points. That's all we want as Arsenal fans. We want performances, but as long as we get the 3 points, we can excuse certain things, and we can sort of like smile through the certain things. It's what we wanted. We're now 4 points clear at the top of the league. But yeah, on the performance wise, I thought it was a great performance personally. Like 90% of the performance, apart from that one error, and even after that error, like I was watching the game and I like to remind myself that to forget about the occasion and the thought of potentially conceding and trying to watch it a bit more with an open mind of like as a neutral. And they didn't really cause us anything after they scored. You know, they didn't really it weren't we defended well after they scored. Obviously, as a fan, you're always panicking a bit more when you're watching it, thinking, "Oh, but what if they score? What if they equalize? We don't deserve this." All they had in that game was that one mistake. That I'm happy with. But what, as Sad said, the Eddie and Nketiah chance, like the thing is, he hit the post. It's unlucky. That's unlucky. That happens. But the problem is when you're coming off the bench and you want to make a name for yourself to be the main striker, this and that, you want to be helping your team. That's the skull you got to be putting away. And then you can say to your manager after the game, listen, look, I come on. I got the chance. I put it in the net. I want to start next game, but he didn't do that. He missed. At the end of the day, he missed. He hit the post. Another day that might hit the post and go in. Today it didn't. Jesus, more you excuse it if he misses a chance because he's done so much other stuff in the game today as well. Like there was the one that he maybe could have done better with where it come over the top. I guess he thought Gabriel was going to header it and Gabriel missed it and then he sort of like skied it. That might be a bit harsh to put it as a mistake, but yeah, I was happy with most players. The one guy I weren't too happy with today, if I'm being honest, it was Trossard. I think Trossard was a bit. I don't know, man. Maybe I wasn't watching the. I'm going to rewatch the game and that, but I just didn't think he was as involved as I'd like him to be. You know, definitely when he's going in, he's been given the nod. Obviously, Havertz 2 games that he come in and he played last game. He's played pretty good there. You thought maybe you'd put a bit more in. I see one bit even when Jesus had come, Martinelli had come off and he'd gone to the left, and he just didn't seem to have that intensity that the other players had today. I don't know. So that, but apart from that, Declan Rice was quality.
Oh yeah, man.
Declan Rice is phenomenal, and I don't care what anyone wants to say about it. He's the second best DM in the league by, like, I think by a country mile, Rodri's the best, and then by a country mile, Declan Rice is second. I generally believe that. I'm watching him week in, week out now, and I didn't know how good he was when we signed him. I'll be honest. I thought he was good. I rated him, but watching him for Arsenal and watching him game in, game out, all the dog work, all the intelligence of this man. He's such an intelligent player. He makes everything look easy. He doesn't lose the ball. He knows where to be. He knows when to go in, when not to go in, when to use his pace, when to slow. Like, he's so good, man. He's so good, and he's going to be. And and I'm saying it now, if Arsenal were to win the league this year, we can thank Declan Rice because he will be the key reason. One of the key reasons that we.
But let me ask you this though. Let me ask both of you guys this, because I feel like I watch a lot of Arsenal fans, and there is happiness because of what the team is doing, but at the end of the day, there's also uncertainty, and there's also like talks of we need a new striker, we need we need to replace Zinchenko, we need to do this, we need to replace Trossard, some people say. So what is it that you guys think that Arsenal really need? Because I think, to me, I picked them to win this Premier League. People attacked me like piranhas, and it's like you say something about the Arsenal team, and other fans just blaze you with everything in their powers. So it's crazy to me. That's one thing that Arsenal fans have to deal with every week. And maybe sometimes that's why they are a little bit spicy in every session that they get into. But in your thoughts, what does Arsenal need to be able to win the Premier League?
I think what you just said was bang on. Why we're a bit spicy as fans and that, because people don't want to realize this, but like, as much as they say Arsenal fans are this, Arsenal fans are that, Arsenal fans say this and say that, they never look in the mirror and be like, as soon as something happens with Arsenal, every single fucking person on the internet seems to want to dive in. Saliba makes a single mistake and you're seeing so many accounts on Twitter posting it up, laughing at him and stuff, and you just got to watch that and see why Arsenal fans sometimes are the way we are. I think me and Sans, we're not that bad. We sort of we're quite level-headed with it, and we look at it how it is. So listen, for me, I think that we have the chance to win the league. Why don't we? People don't want to think we do, but that's their opinion. The striker situation, I think we need someone there 100%, because not to replace Jesus, but to aid Jesus and to take certain pressures off Jesus, and because if you've got a striker that's there to score the goals, and Ivan Toney, Osimhen, a Harry Kane type striker where you know he's going to score loads of goals for you, it sort of allows you, it takes pressure off Jesus, because people ain't going to look at him for that. They'll look at when he's in the team, cool, he's there more to be the creative striker, the Firmino's type of striker. But right now, could we have?
So you think it's a striker though? That's the main issue for you.
I don't think it's the main issue. I think we've got. I don't think there is that much of a main issue at Arsenal, really, because we're at the end of the day we're sitting top of the Premier League. I think there's issues that can elevate us even higher. But I don't think that this team right now, I think if this team even stayed the same from what I've seen now, I think we'll be competing for the league. But to guarantee us, you can never guarantee, but to push us where we'd say, I think we're really going to win the league. Yes, we need a better striker. Yes, we need another midfielder. They're the two key positions. I don't think Zinchenko needs to be replaced at all. I think we've got people forgetting. We've got Jurriën Timber. Jurriën Timber, how was he told to say that? Jurriën Timber?
Jurriën Timber,
which is obviously my fellow Arsenal fans' favorite player right now. Yeah. So listen, I'll let him answer the rest.
Yeah, listen, for me it's simple, man. We need both. We need a left 8 desperately, and not a left 8. We either go for a world class, because the thing is, I said this in multiple streams. We're in that bracket now where we have to go for world class players. You have to. We're at the top level.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So you need to go for world-class players. You can't go for players that are a maybe. You can't go for players that are, we'll give them a try. Maybe once you got the world-class player in, you can go in for another player to say, let's give him a try just in case he might work. But we need a left 8. We need a striker. Now, the way it's looking is that we're going to focus on getting the left 8 first, this January window, and then they're going to go in for the striker in the summer. Because in the striker position, they want to go in for a top striker. So you're looking at Osimhen. They've already come out saying they're starting proceedings to try and get Osimhen in the summer. Obviously, Ivan Toney might be a possibility. We're going to have to wait and see. But they're going to get somebody big in the summer for striker. But getting a midfielder in January, for us, that will improve us. But I'm a bit stuck in the situation that I want to get a striker in January, but you can't get a striker in January with the kind of money that's being put out there. Everybody is gonna once they hear you're in for a striker and you want a striker in January, automatically the price is times by like 3-4 times. You know what I mean? What they're actually worth. So the prices go up so much in January, because that's why it's more of a patch-up window more than fixing the main cause. Do you know what I mean? So,
do you think somebody that in the likes of like Lautaro Martinez would be impossible for Arsenal? And I'm not talking about January. I'm talking about whenever in the summer per se. Do you think that, because I posed this question to some people and they're like, he's not coming to Arsenal. But why? Well, what's the reason that you think Arsenal couldn't get a top name? Nobody knows how to explain that. So, you know what I mean? Why not just go? You're Arsenal Football Club, one of the biggest clubs in the world. Why wouldn't you go for a top name?
Well, do you know? I think, go on, man.
No. Do you know why? The reason why there's this whole thing about why would they go to Arsenal is because over recent times we've never really gone for the massive names and gotten them successfully, because we never put up the money.
Right
now. Declan Rice is a perfect example. We don't care. With the new ownership, the way the Cronkies are going in the direction that they're going, they don't care. They will put up the money, and if they want a player, they will go all out, guns blazing, until they try and get him. Right. Yes, they're not going to try and stay away from bidding wars with like multiple clubs. But if it's us and one other club, they might go in for him. They might go in for him and put up the money, and they'll try and get that player in. But that's the reason why that whole thing comes up, where, why would he go to Arsenal? Now, Lautaro Martinez, listen, I don't really rate him, innit? That's a stinker. That's a stinker from my point of view, because a lot of people rate him. I think that the fact that he gives it to club, but he doesn't give the same performances to country. There's definitely a red flag.
But I mean, but if you talk about an Arsenal man, you know, you're cool with that.
Bro, Osimhen, I think. Listen, we can get him. There's a possibility. Everybody's thinking, why would Osimhen go over there? Why would Osimhen go over there? Because it fits exactly how he was playing in Napoli. It fits.
Yeah.
It's a very similar system, possession-based football, and he's going to be doing exactly what he's doing. The only thing is he needs to get used to the Premier League.
But I tell you this, man, watching this Arsenal team right now, 33 points, top of the league. Watching the game, also, people are like, yeah, they're top of the league until tomorrow. We'll see what City does. Don't matter. It doesn't matter what City does. They're still going to be leading the league. So you see what I'm saying? Like it's this narrative all the time with little darts all the time. So they're top of the league. Now, how do you think Arsenal is going to be performing week after after week, knowing that they have to win their matches? Because of course you got City, you got Liverpool that they have to win to continue on the title race. So do you think this Arsenal has the personality to actually keep dealing with that pressure and just continue winning their games?
Yeah, I think that we the thing is we've done it last season, right, until towards the end of the year, and then we started dropping a few points here and there. The craziest thing is I still say it to this day, like, yes, I will always admit and agree that we bottled the league last year, but it just, like, no one ever wants to put credit. They want to just discredit Arsenal and say we bottled it. We did, but look at the circumstances. You're facing like this almighty Man City team that, to be honest, we bottled it not even losing games. We were drawing games, and that was the cause of us bottling it. So, and I think we would have learned from that. I think Declan Rice listen, that West Ham game last year that we ended up drawing, that Southampton game, we don't draw them games with Declan Rice in the team, and it's as simple as that. So I think this season we'll be able to do that more. And I think adding the right components in January will aid us to move forward and keep improving our team and keep our team squad getting stronger. Even with the thing of like transfers that we were just saying, I think with the Osimhen one, I think if Arsenal actually cough up the money for what Napoli want, I think Arsenal get him. Like, I generally believe, like, people can say what they want, I generally believe there ain't really anyone that's going to go in for him that will get him over us, because I don't think City will, I don't think Madrid will, and I don't think there's a striker out there currently that we can't get if we cough up the money. And I know people will laugh at that. I'm not saying he would come to us, but I even think that Mbappe would think about it if we had the money to cough up to offer what everyone else was offering him. Obviously, if Madrid weren't in it, we know if Madrid go in, he's going there. We all know that. We're not trying to play games. But if Madrid didn't want him, for example, and they come out, I think he'd even think about Arsenal. So to think that we can't get this guy, we can't get that guy, I think is just people hoping that we can't get this guy and we can't get that guy, because they all said we couldn't get Rice. And they was pissed off when we started looking like we were getting him. And then you saw the whole fan base of every other team, as soon as Man City put that bid in, laughing at us, this, that, thinking he was going to choose City, praying he didn't come to us. And then when we got him, they flipped the narrative to that he's not that good. Even though they were all laughing at us for not getting him, now he's not that good. So this is just going to happen with the signings. But I do think that if we ain't signing a striker in January, that is because in the summer we are going to be going for someone like Victor Osimhen. But to your point of, can we hold how is it going to be with Man City on us? How is Man City going to do this season? Coming after us, because you've already seen...
I'm not necessarily. I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm not necessarily putting the narrative of like Manchester City. You got to be scared of City. No, I'm just saying, how do you think Arsenal's going to deal being at the top, knowing that they have to keep winning? Because they do have other teams behind them.
I think we're fine with that. You look at the run of games we've got coming up, and they're nice games. Listen, at the end of the day, we were in and around it, and there was pressure on us. There's been this pressure on us. Last week there was the pressure in the Brentford game. We knew that if we won that game, we would go top of the league. We done it. This week, Wolves, a bit of pressure, carry it going. We done it. So I think the team can do it 100%. I think we've seen the team do it, so we know we can. And I'm starting to see, and it's coming at the right time for us, because it's coming at a time where I believe we're starting to click into gear attackingly. Like, although today we didn't finish all the chances that we should have, we've now deaded that thing off this season of not scoring early, because we scored within the first 15 minutes of the game. So we got that out of the way now. So it looks like we're starting to come more alive sooner. And I think it will click into place, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sam.
No, listen. The thing is, it's difficult. This period right now December is the most key period in every single title race. Every team that's trying to go for that title. So for us, for Liverpool, for Man City, this is the important time. This is the time where you say, okay, let me get my foot out first before these other guys. This is where you want to go first. So it's gonna be important to see what happens after this December period. Hopefully by because I was just looking at the fixtures, hopefully by Crystal Palace on the 20th of January, by the time we verse them, we will know exactly where we are within this title race, because we would have played Liverpool. We would have also played Villa, who are a very interesting team this year.
Yes.
Interesting team, and they're flying at the moment. We would have also played Brighton, who, although at the moment they're having tough times and their season's not going how we would have expected it to go, Brighton are still a dangerous team. Let's not beat around the bush. They are a dangerous team. When they want to hurt somebody, they can. You know what I mean? Zerbi's set it out like that. He loves coming up against bigger teams, because bigger teams he's able to use his football to try and penetrate a bit more and hold a bit more control. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I think handling these next fixtures in December is going to be very key, very important, and that's going to show us if we can, because we've done it last season, but it's about keeping ourselves rested and ready for that period from January onwards, because that's when the Premier League title race really starts. That's when it starts.
Last but not least, there's always talks about this guy Bukayo Saka and how he's been performing, and some people don't rate him, some people do rate him. So can he be? I believe this with any team that's going to win titles. You need somebody that's special, somebody that doesn't go by the rules, somebody that you just put him on the pitch and he does what he needs to do to be able to perform, get the games, get the goals. And so let me ask you guys this: is Bukayo Saka that guy for Arsenal, or could it be Martinelli, or could it be? I think Odegaard is lethal for Arsenal. He can't even get. I don't think he can even get sick, even though he was away. He was gone for a couple of games. What I'm trying to say is that he is, to me, probably their best player, I would say, on the pitch. I don't know if you guys agree, but going back to Bukayo, do you guys think that he is that guy that could potentially win you some games, some key games? You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily. I'm talking about, like, maybe not as good as a Messi or as a Cristiano or as an Mbappe. I'm just trying to get the point that, you need that guy that can win you some games out of the blue. Can he be that guy for Arsenal?
100%, mate. 100%. Listen, there's this. Listen, I'm a huge Bukayo Saka fan, and I was one of the people at the start of this season that was saying to Bukayo, "Step it up, mate. Like, you've got to be performing better," because I hold him at a high standard. I see a stat today. This year, 2023, 20 goals, 17 assists, all competitions. That's 37 GA in the year so far, and we've got a month left. Today he scored again. And the fact of the matter is, he puts the goals away. He puts the assists on the plate. Listen, you ask us, is he going to be the guy to get us the points? Well, he already has been. Last week, who gets the assist out of the blue? Who puts it right on Havertz's head? Yes, Havertz scored the goal, but you need that assist. Who got the equalising assist against Chelsea? Similar fashion, back post, smacking it in. Who scored today to put us ahead 1-0? Like, the amount of goals this guy scores to put us ahead in the game or to bring us back into a game, assists and goals, is unreal, and it goes unnoticed, and people don't want to actually look at that side of stats. Like, if you've got to look at stats, you've got to look at certain parts of the stats. I'm not a stat guy. I'm more of an eye test guy. And sometimes that's the problem with Saka, because he gets so doubled up on and he gets kicked about, and that in the game, you might think he doesn't do as much than he does, or he's not allowed to do as much as he does. But I generally believe he is pretty clinical. Like, when he does get the few opportunities to put the ball in and that, I think more time in a game, he'll get something out of it. I think he could be the guy, but I think this team is built around having a few people that can be the guy. When someone's not performing, the other guy steps in, and we've got that in this Arsenal team. You see it a lot with play. They're really a brotherhood. Like, I'll be honest, today there was one time where Zinchenko lost the ball at the halfway line and his winger in Martinelli chased the ball all the way back and won it back from the Wolves platform, Smedu, yeah, and saved his fullback from potentially making a mistake that gave him an opportunity. That shows brotherhood. That you see so many wingers that just can't be asked. They won't try. Every time someone makes a mistake or anything, they're there. They're tapping each other on the shoulder. It's going to be all right. Head up. If you're not scoring, I'm going to take the reign. I'm going to get the goal. If he ain't scoring, I'm going to take the reign. And you see that with Arsenal. And that's why even in the Lens game, 6 different goal scorers. 6 different goal scorers. I don't care. That's impressive. That's as impressive as one player getting 6 goals in the game, because it showed 6 different people on that pitch can put that ball in the back of the net for you. And they were all quality goals, apart from maybe the bukayo one was a little bit lucky, but he's got to be there. And the penalty was a penalty. But apart from the quality goals, and it's even today, another 2 goal scorers. Trossard could have scored one today. Eddie Nketiah could have scored one today. Jesus could have scored one today. They didn't today, but guess who did? Bukayo, Saka, and Odegaard. So this is what I mean. So I think Saka can be that guy, but I don't think he really needs to be that guy anymore. I think he's done that. He done his period where he had to be that guy. And now Arteta has built a team where he don't have to solely be that guy. Yeah, but I don't know what you think, Sadson.
Listen, I pretty much echo what you said. I completely echo what you say. I think that we have multiple people in this, and I think an example of what Giuseppe was saying there was last season when Bukayo Saka fell off. He kind of, towards the last final 8 games of the season, he was fatigued. He was tired. He was not performing as well in games. Who picked up the slack? Martinelli. Martinelli was then the one who was dangerous for us. While Saka was getting doubled up on, Martinelli was free as a bird. So he was then taking on that responsibility of, okay, Saka's not performing as well. No, Saka's getting doubled up on. Saka's getting literally suffocated in games. Let me take on the team. Let me put them on my shoulders for a bit. I'll carry them in a couple of games. And Odegaard as well. Listen, there's a lot of players that we have in our team that can help us, and we've just added a freaking general into our team in the name of Declan Rice, a general in our team, man. So if we keep on adding players that have that quality in them to be the man on their day that they need to be, that'll be great.
And just to finish up, bro, like that Odegaard goal has become a trademark for Arsenal. Like it's a go-to almost. You know what I'm saying? So just to point that out, because it almost feels like Odegaard gets it right there. It's gonna go deep. It's gonna go to the goal. I mean, that's crazy, man. I was watching the play live, and this is gonna be a goal. Bang. You know what I'm saying?
He's always in that same position, bro. He's always in that same position with the left.
He's looking for it.
Bang. He always gets into that position. Sometimes he's outside of the box, and even when he's outside of the box, I still think there's like a 90% chance it might go in.
I think with United, it was outside of the box too. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was.
Man, it was amazing. But man, I don't want to hold you guys too much. It was an incredible win for the Gooners today. I say that they're going to win the Premier League, but again, I must stop saying it so much because I don't want to get obliterated on Twitter anymore. But I appreciate having Saad here, man, for the first time. He is the man. And of course, Giuseppe right here. Happy birthday to Giuseppe. He's gonna go out there and get drunk. That's good. Deservedly
I don't really
so.
drink, man.
An Italian doesn't drink. What the heck?
Yeah, man. Nah, alcohol. Nah, I'm not really an alcohol guy.
Not even a cheeky wine.
A little wine, man.
Wine's the worst, bro.
Oh my god, yeah, you're definitely not Italian.
I'm a spice rum man. If I got
you're UK washed, man.
Fast.
But anyways, man, I appreciate everybody coming on. Their channels are tagged in the description, so please follow them. Football Corner, Saad, and of course, Unbiased Sport. So appreciate it. You'll see these guys again later, I'm sure. We'll see you on the next one.